Well, it's a mite early for me, but you have one if you feel like it. It's almost 10:30. It'll be 10:30 in about 30 seconds, and then my advice to you is head for the hills, because you know who's coming along. On a rainy morning like that, you never know what sort of mood he's in. I mean, if he shows up, that is, he might decide just to roll over and have another couple of hours in bed. But if he's in the studio, what you'll hear is a clatter and a bang, muttered oaths, and then a sort of a scrambled version of a little sig tune, and he'll be on the air to annoy your ears for the next hour and a half. Let's find out which. Good morning. Oh, he's there.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
Yes? Hello, who's that?
That's it. Hang on a second.
Hold on a second. Right, hold on.
I'm John Bennett. You're Gerry Anderson.
Yes, good morning. How are you?
Let's take it from there.
I've just arrived in the studio. I've been detained by the army. It's all right, though. I'm okay.
You were detained by the army?
They took down my particulars.
Did they?
Yes, they did.
What have you been doing?
I haven't been doing anything. I was innocent.
That's what they all say.
They asked me what my name was, and I said Mickey Mouse.
And
they suspected me, yes.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear about the two fellas? This is an absolutely true story, John.
Oh, yeah?
There was how interesting this will be. There were two fellas who lived in the area of Cookstown about 15, 20 years ago. And one of them was called Errol Flynn. I'm serious.
Yeah.
That was his name. His name was Flynn. Right. His mother was a big movie fan a long time ago, and she called him Errol Flynn. Now, in the course of his perambulations as a young man drinking around the environs of Cookstown, he met another man purely by chance, and they struck up a friendship purely on the basis that the other man's name was Tyrone Power.
Right.
So they thought it'd be a good idea to hang about together. They had something in common, unusual name, ribbed at school, that kind of thing.
Yes.
So they started to, this is true, I swear this is true.
I believe it.
And they used to hang around together, and one of them had a car, and they used to go various places, dances, pubs, that kind of thing. They were often stopped by the army.
Yes.
And they were always pulled in. Because the army would say, "What's your name?" "I'm Tyrone Power," and this is Errol Flynn. There's no point to this. I just thought maybe perhaps I would tell you about that.
That was very... Did you know that Errol Flynn's father used to teach at Queen's University?
I do indeed. And there's a house in Queen's University. Apparently, in an idle moment, Errol Flynn had stayed there for a while and scrawled something on the wall.
The rat. He didn't, did he?
He scrawled something on the wallpaper. And it has been preserved, apparently, and people can go in and see Errol Flynn scrawling on a wall of a boarding house, apparently it is now, in Belfast. You see, you think I know nothing, don't you?
Frighten the horses.
Well, are you okay today?
Yeah, it's a rotten day, isn't it?
It is rotten indeed.
What are you going to do to cheer the people up this morning, Gerry?
I'm going to tell them all the other things they've won.
What, they've won? Oh, in the Wickety Reel.
In the Wickety Reel, yes. You see, people are at home.
You see, people actually believe that Rickety Wheel exists.
It does exist.
It does. It's a sound effect. Come on.
No, it does exist.
It's
still
a sound
here.
effect.
Hold on a minute. I'm going to go over and... It's still
You're
here.
just going over. Sean Coyle will put on a sound effects disc, and everybody will think it's
I have to take off my headphones. Hold on.
There will now be a short intermission.
Did you hear me running over and swinging it?
That's a sound effect.
Did you hear me running over and doing it?
You're not even out of breath. You didn't leave your desk. Oh.
Right, thank you for that.
Hand away then. Bye-bye.
Bye. That's Choctaw Hayride by Alison Krauss and Union Station from an album called New Favourite. Right, good morning though. The number to ring if you want to contact this programme is 08459 555 678, or you can use the email if you wish, jerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk. First of all, I'd like to say hello to Joe Traynor, who's in the Bangor Community Hospital. I wonder, is that my friend Joe Traynor, a man I used to play with a long time ago in Canada, in bands and stuff? I hope it isn't. Please play Christmas 1914. Oh, it's getting into that season again. Oh, for wee Andy and the Digger. Andy obviously bereft of entertainment. Lost. A wedding ring has been lost in the Millennium Forum here in Derry, Stoke Londonderry on Friday night. It is off sentimental value. 2 F's and off, but that's probably just one of those things. And Brian Bell, I'm just trying to get through these quickly because if I don't do it, I'll forget. Having trawled through the internet and tried every outlet I can find, I'm now turning to you, Mr. Anderson, hoping that one of your listeners might be able to find me an advertising poster relating to Boyd's Irish Whiskey. My sister's married to a man called Boyd, and he's a keen whiskey drinker. Chronic alcoholic. And so I was thinking it would make a nice Christmas present for their new home. Whilst I was in Dingle a couple of years back, I saw a beautiful old Victorian advertising poster for Boyd's Irish Whiskey depicting a typical Colleen in a country setting. Sadly, the pub landlord wasn't prepared to part with it. That's because you're from the north, you see. All I've got to go on is that Boyd's were based in Belfast. Even a copy of the original poster will be great. That's Brian Bell. Anyone who's got Bell, well, Bell's Whiskey, of course. Anyone who's got a poster of Boyd's Irish Whiskey or a copy of same, that man will be very grateful to get it. And another gentleman, I think, called Chris says, I know you're very helpful in tracing lost animals. I would appreciate it you would include this plea in your programme. Missing from the Ballyholme area of Belfast since the 29th of October, a much-loved cat, female, 2 years old, completely black. No tail. It had been surgically removed. Answers to the name of Pip. It carries a microchip with owner details. Must have a little pouch with it in it. It can be scanned by vets and animal refuges. My little dog has got a chip. It's on its shoulder. If listeners with information about this cat were requested to contact you, give them the following telephone number. It's here. So if you know anything about that, please help. Here's another one. What?
Could you please answer me now, that question?
Right.
Yes.
By the way, Paddy's waiting on you.
I know.
How are people supposed to know if a dog or a cat has got a chip on its shoulder, or if you know what I mean,
Yep.
or not?
Yep.
Well, you see, these places where these dogs are brought to, they've
But
got...
you may not. Yeah, you're right. This dog. All right. I now have a cat in my house. I found this cat.
And you brought it in.
No, I did not. I wouldn't bring a cat into the house.
I know you wouldn't.
You're right.
You wouldn't bring anything human into the
But
house.
let's just pretend.
Yes.
Right? I might have footer all round this cat to feel for a chip.
No. You see, what happens is that you would bring it along to some veterinarian.
No, I wouldn't, you see.
No, but you see, you
But
should.
I wouldn't.
That's what you should. And they have a little machine there. And what they do is they scan the cat's neck. And if there's a chip there, it shows up. So my dog is scanned. Well, it was my dog is
But why
chipped.
shouldn't the dog, or indeed the cat, have some sort of tag around its neck saying, I am chipped?
I never thought of that. There should be a reason for that, yeah. Mm-hmm. Can we move on now?
Well, Paddy's on one, and I thought it was
Okay.
a bad idea to start with an instrumental.
It was, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
We have lost our muggy. His name is Ginge. He's a big ginger tabby and kind of timid. He disappeared around the Silver Birch area of Bangor yesterday. If any of your listeners find him wandering around looking lost or bewildered, possibly wearing a green collar, can they ring us this particular number? That's from Ian Wilson. That's Ginger Muggy.
What about Paddy?
You'll have to wait. If you could please pass on our best wishes to friends Teddy and Eleanor Weir of Euston Street. Teddy is recovering from a long-term illness, and all the Duncans in Canada are thinking about him. Thanks, Gerry. Keep up the good work. Your show brightens up every day except when Sean Coyle speaks.
Paddy's on.
I added that bit on.
Would you, well, as you're doing requests, will you say hello and get well soon to Martin and Terry Maguire, who at this moment, two brothers, they're in the Royal Victoria Hospital. And this is from their sister Eleanor and Morris and all the family.
Okay, consider that done. Kathy McLean from Limon Valley has won 4 tickets for the Rare Old Times at the Millennium Forum on the 21st
What about
of
Paddy?
November. Mrs. Barbara Ferguson of 145 Dunvale, Ballymena, has won tickets for Belfast Giants in the Odyssey Arena on Friday the 6th of December from Morris at Goldsmiths, Royal Avenue. And as I said, Gillian Fleming, that's Gerry Kelly's sister-in-law, of 8 Cedar Grove in Ardglass. There was confusion about this prize. She originally won, let me just check this, I have this. She originally won the, hold on a second.
I was told a weekend.
A weekend. She won dinner, bed and breakfast for 2 people plus at 2 tickets in Mahon's Hotel.
Yes.
That's tomorrow night.
Yeah.
But that was taken away from her.
No, it wasn't taken away from her.
Yeah, well, I did.
No, you can't
took
do
it
that.
away
You
from
see
her.
this way, you can't do it. You know, he's giving her now.
I took it away
He's
from
giving
her.
her a bouquet of flowers.
I give her a
She's
bouquet.
a weekend. She's denied a weekend.
Geraldine is back now, and she's got her hands on the tiller. And she will say to me that I did the right thing, because there was controversy about that. Even Mr. Kelly tore up her letter, and he said it would show favouritism.
Can't do that.
No, but I said in the wisdom of my
And there's a lot of people complaining about you giving away £100 to yesterday too as well.
I don't care.
You're in very, very serious deep water, my son.
I don't care. It was an act of
You
philanthropy.
can't do that.
I did it.
Well, you have to undo it.
I can't undo it. You can't give a man £100, take it back. God says, what's that?
You can't do that.
I've done it.
That person was not entered in the rickety wheel.
I don't care. The person performed an act of philanthropy, and it should be rewarded. Bravery above and beyond the call of duty. The wee dog was walking down the street like an old man, and she brought it into her house. She noticed, not many people notice that some dogs walk like old men. She realised that the wee white dog with the red collar, was in distress, and she reached out to it, brought it in, and returned it to its rightful owner. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. And I think to myself that person should be rewarded.
No,
But they didn't seek
the people,
reward.
The people are complaining.
I don't care about the people. I never have done. That's the way I'm where I am today.
Would you talk to Paddy on one?
No.
Please.
No. Claire Ferris from
Please talk to Paddy.
He'll have to wait.
He's waiting now 12 minutes.
I'm on a roll. Claire Ferris of Hold on a minute. Look, I've lost me place now with you. Okay. Jay Balfe of 19 Foyle Fold, Limmer Valley Road, Derrystoke, Londonderry, has won a natural cure. At 8A William Street, they will provide him a treatment of the winner's choice, and Derry City Limos will provide the transport from his home.
Will you turn me off?
In Limmer Valley Road to Derrystoke, Londonderry. Linda Robinson has won a pair of Longstone orthopaedic shoes.
There's a lorry driver who wants you to play the song "The Boy Who Wouldn't Hoe Corn."
Tell him no.
You have the CD.
I have indeed, but I'm not playing it.
Go on, turn me off.
Longstone orthopaedic shoes will provide a pair of Lesotho shoes recommended for the elderly or housebound. Now, Linda Robinson could well be 21 years old, but if she has no
She
use for
can
that
keep
prize, they'll be useful eventually. No, she can give them to someone else. See, what the thing about these prizes
Can you
are...
just imagine offering somebody? No, please turn me off.
You'll be glad of those orthopaedic shoes someday when you're shuffling around the old people's home saying, I used to be on the radio. You'll enjoy that. Sheila Ritchie... see, the thing about these prizes are, if they don't suit you, we cannot change them. We cannot change them. You may give them to a friend, acquaintance, lover, or indeed distant relative. You have to give them to someone. And ringing up and saying, I have nobody to give this to, doesn't wash. Sheila Ritchie of 16A Strangford Road, down Patrick,
I'm going to curse if you don't turn me off.
has won a treatment at Mattis Radiance Facial from Classic Beauty Salon, Castle Avenue, Castlewellan. Marina Fernandez Mullen, that's a good name, isn't it?
Please.
Has won Marina Fernandez Morgan, should I say, has won a hairdo to the value of 35 quid from Jet Setter's Hair Studio, Andersonstown Road in Belfast. I just want to finish the page. Eugene Crummy of Bangor has won a smelly
Aromatherapy.
facial from Simply You, Old Park Road, Belfast.
Paddy.
Morning, Paddy.
Morning, Gerry. How are you?
Sorry for keeping you. I had things to do.
You're very, very busy. You're giving that man Coyle a terrible hard time.
He won't let me do my thing.
You know, I tell you what, if I was Sean Coyle, I wouldn't take it off you. I wouldn't.
He won't let me proceed with what I'm born to do,
Oh, no,
which is to
understand.
give prizes to poor people.
Oh, no, you're all hard.
And me, what's wrong with you?
Last Wednesday, Thursday, you were telling this yarn about this beautiful girl in Derry,
Yes,
and you were standing outside the dance hall.
yes.
Well, then my electric went off, and I never heard the end of the story.
Well, I'm sorry.
And I've asked all my friends, and nobody can remember it. So could you just, for me, tell me how it ended?
Okay, I will, actually, because it gives me a chance to relive it again.
I thought it would.
I was only a very young guy, spotty, scruffy, with no money, a little
yes.
a little Burton suit on, with brill cream on my hair. Never getting a woman, of course, or indeed a girlfriend of any kind. Nobody looked at me because I was nobody, still am. But, things improved later on.
Oh, no, life's a bitch.
But anyway, that particular night, what we used to do was we used to go to dances. We'd never ask anybody to dance because they all refused us. And we'd always stand outside, you see, at the end of the dance and watch all the men going home with all the women, hoping... Look, I'm in the middle of a story.
I just want to interrupt you. It's important to you. It's important to you. And I hope Paddy doesn't mind. The girl that you're talking about, knows you're talking about her and is listening to this program in America.
Oh,
I was told that. Now, this is totally coincidental. I was told this last night.
you mean...
And she remembers because she has been telling the same story whenever you became a star.
Does she remember me?
Yes, she remembers you, and she says, and I remember that.
That's unfortunate.
And she has told her sisters
Are you
this
serious?
story.
Are you
Yes,
serious?
and it came to me last night through a member of my family,
Oh, my God.
and now you're talking about this morning.
I haven't.
That this girl that you talked to. So why did you say hello to?
I can't tell her.
I know
now.
you can't say the name, you see, but just say hello to her in America. She's listening to
Where
you.
is she in America?
I think she's in Florida.
I should be there too. I'll just say hello to her. Hello? There.
Yeah. But she had she called you something on that night. She had a wee name for you, a wee pet name.
Did anybody tell you what it was?
Yes.
Do you know what it is? I don't remember that. No, this is all new to me. This
I
may
know it is.
sound like a setup to the listeners.
No, it's not. I know.
Are you serious? She really
I
was
am
listening?
serious.
Oh, she was beautiful. I loved her. What did she call me?
No, I don't want to say.
Come on.
No.
Come on, I can take it. It's a long time ago. I'm mature now. I'm nearly 43. Come on.
She called you Snowy.
Why?
I don't know.
Why?
I don't know.
That's the last thing I expected. I
know.
expected skinny. I expected,
Snowy.
dirty wee brute.
No,
But I didn't expect snowy.
Snowy.
Snowy? I've never been called snowy before. There's nothing about me that's snowy.
That's what I thought. That's what
Snowy? Maybe it's because I melted in her arms.
Ah.
That's what it is.
You had trouble with dandruff or anything in that sense? No.
Oh, was that it?
No, I don't know. I'm only asking. Oh,
No, I didn't have dandruff then. People didn't have dandruff when they were 16 and 17. You only get dandruff later on.
Yeah.
Hair starts to...
But she called you Snowy.
Did she really?
Yeah.
She no need for that. No need for calling me snowy. If you're listening, X, I call her X.
Yeah.
In Florida. She married to a Yank. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I hope she's happy. And I'm
And
quite
I'm
overwhelmed
told,
now.
And I'm told extremely wealthy.
Oh, you're not serious.
Yes, extremely wealthy.
I could have been there in Florida. lying beside
Did
the
modelling when she went to
I'm
America.
not surprised. I'm not surprised. I'd love to name her. We know her
Modelling
name.
swimwear.
Oh, I know. She had the right equipment for it. All I have to say is, look at me. Look at me. I'm trembling.
I know.
I didn't realise she was listening. She's listening now.
She's
at this
listening
moment.
now as we talk about her.
I'll just call her R. Isn't that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right then, R. Okay, we may as well
Just
carry
say-
on here because there's nothing more I can say really, except to say that
Well, talk to Paddy.
you made a young man very happy. That's all I can say. Paddy, you still there?
I'm bated breath, Gerry.
That lady is listening. That lady is listening.
In Florida, too, lovely.
Well, basically what happened was that I saw
Would
that
you turn me off?
I hate you today. I was standing there. You see me, hands in my pockets, chewing my chewing gum. You know, the trace of wine still on my lips.
Yes.
That had long since died in my body. And, looking forward to maybe a quarter of a bag of chips. And, just going home and falling in the door. There's no TV or nothing. You couldn't watch Jerry Springer then. You just had to go in, go to your bed, and then wake up the next day and hope another day would bring something better. And I'm standing outside. I remember it was a particularly cold night, and out she walked, a vision of loveliness. And just stood there, and I assumed that she was waiting for her boyfriend, or whoever it was, who was escorting her home. And no one came out, and I just stood there because I had nowhere else to go. I just used to stand there until everybody had left, and I was the only one left, and then I just kind of wander home. And she was standing beside me, and she turned around, she said, hello. And I went, hello. And we struck up a kind of an awkward conversation. And she stood there for a long time, and I said, are you waiting for someone? She said, no. So I said, well, are you going to walk home? And she said, yes. And I said, well, maybe, I could walk home with you. And she says, that would be lovely. And we walked home. And that's all I'm telling you. There is more, but I'm not
There is
telling
more,
you.
but don't tell.
I'm not telling you. But it was one of the greatest nights of my life, I have to say. Not just because of anything that happened, but because of the fact that I was close to her.
You'll have to put it in your next book, Will.
I think I will.
It's a good idea, wouldn't it?
Is that all you want to know? How
Yes.
Was your electricity cut off, was it?
Yeah, they were out in the street doing some work, Phoenix Gas or something.
It wasn't because you didn't pay your bill or anything.
Could be.
No, that's okay. Right,
Listen,
okay.
Could you play a request for me, please?
Certainly.
I've got this friend, Tommy Foy, and I weaned him off George Jones onto your show.
Well, that's the best thing that can happen to anyone because George, is...
So anything at all for Tommy Foy.
All right, then. Okay, Tommy Foy.
Tommy Foy.
I'm going to play this next song for him, actually.
Okay, thanks, Gerry.
I'll tell you what it is. Will you stop?
Well,
First of all, you don't
there's-
want to talk, and then you talk when I don't want you to talk.
Because the man that wants the boy who wouldn't hoe the corn is angry with you is a lorry driver, Ricky, and he's on 2. So.
I don't want to talk to angry lorry drivers.
Well, Ricky, you better talk to him.
All right, then. But I'm not finished with this man here.
Right, okay. So what's your number?
I'll tell you what I'll play for Tommy Foy. I came across an album the other day. Have you heard of Cara Dillon?
Yes.
Cara Dillon's doing extremely well as a solo singer. But I happened to be looking through an album the other day, and it was Mike Oldfield, Tubular Bells 3. Are you familiar with that at all?
No. I know Meg Oldfield, but I don't know the...
You know Mike Oldfield?
Well, I know his work.
Yeah, 3. When I say Tubular Bells 3, it indicates he had 2 previous ones. So I looked through one of the... And there, indeed, is Cara Dillon is singing on Tubular Bells 3 a song called Man in the Rain. So I thought it'd be interesting for the listeners. This is about 4 years ago. I thought it might be interesting to the listeners to have a listen to that, to see what she was like then compared to what kind of stuff she's doing now. So I'll play that for Tommy Foy.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
The boy who wouldn't hoe corn?
Yes, Gerry. I'll tell you, I actually rang up a few months ago and I asked for this song to be requested to myself and my wife.
Mm-hmm.
She worked in a wee picture framing shop and you got the message late.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the programme, you read the message out, which is fair enough, and you said, "Oh, that's a good call. I must play that song."
Yes, and I never did.
Yes, you never did. And I've actually rang. This will be the 4th time I've rang up to hear it.
Okay,
And
well,
I was actually out of the lorry, and I get in, and I heard the tail end of Cocktail Hayride,
mm-hmm.
and I thought to myself, now's my chance. While he has the CD out, maybe there's a chance he would stick it on.
There's every chance in the world. I'm going to play that for you now.
That's very nice of you, Gerry. Thank you very much.
Who's it for again? Dedicated again?
It was initially for my wife and her boss, who worked in a wee picture framing shop in Newton Ards,
Yes.
called JLH Picture
Yes.
Frames, which is since then has closed down now.
Okay, right. So they're not there anymore.
But I know for a fact that the boss, John Hagan, listens to you every day, as do I.
All right,
So
then. So this is for John Hagan.
Yes.
After 5th time lucky.
Yes.
The boy who wouldn't hoe corn. Here it is.
Please, Gerry, please.
Here it is. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
Tell you a little story and it won't take long. About a lazy farmer who wouldn't hoe his corn. The reason why I never could tell, for that young man was always well. He planted his corn in the month of June, and by July it was up to his eyes. Come September came a big frost, and all the young man's corn was lost. His courtship had just begun.
always one thing. He went downtown to his neighbor's door, where he had often been before, saying, "Pretty little miss, will you marry me? Little miss, what do you say?" Why do you come for me to wait? You can't even make your own corn grain. Single I am and will remain. A lazy man I won't maintain. He turned his back and walked away, saying, "Little miss, you rue the day. You rue the day that you were born. Forgiving me the devil 'cause I wouldn't hold corn."
That's what I call country music. That's The Boy Who Wouldn't Hoe Corn. That's from the same album as the first track, an instrumental track, which Mr. Coyle said was a mistake, but I don't think so. That's Alison Krauss and Union Station. That's from an album called New Favourite. That song again was called The Boy Who Wouldn't Row Corn. Mrs. Joe Overend of 75 Lupland Park, Belfast, has
Could you read a poem called "I'm Fine" that Phyllis sent in to you a couple of weeks ago or last week?
I've no recollection of that poem.
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
Yes.
I've no recollection of that poem.
Well, she said she sent it to you.
That does not necessarily mean that I have a recollection of it. We get many poems here.
There's a girl somewhere in Northern Ireland.
I'm sure there is.
Okay.
Yes.
And she was looking after a friend's house for a few days. Right, the friends away on holidays. And she had a wee bit of a party in the house. Right?
Yes.
And they ran out of drink. So she spotted this bottle of champagne belonging to the owner. And they opened it and pinned it. And now they can't get it anywhere, and they've turned to you. She thinks it's called Julian Nillinus champagne.
They horsed it down their thrapples.
Yes.
Julian what?
Nilenis, however it's pronounced.
L-I-N-E...
Nilenis. Nillinus, is it?
It's...
Nillinus?
I think you'll find that's Nielsen.
How's it Nielsen?
Well, spell it again.
Nilenis.
Nillinus.
Right. Nillinus.
Haven't heard of that. You know I'm a connoisseur.
I know that. It's got a black label.
Sounds like cheap muck.
No,
I don't know. It could well be cheap muck. Could well be something very exclusive we never heard of. I'm a Bollinger man myself.
Yeah.
I don't know. Julian...
By the way...
Maybe it sounds like... Sorry.
Julian Fleming was on.
Was he?
Uh-huh.
And what does he want?
No, sorry, Gillian. I beg your pardon.
Gillian Fleming, is she going to accept her bouquet of flowers?
No, she doesn't want the flowers.
What does she want?
She wants something else. By the way, we have schools today.
I know we have schools today. We'll be back on, what is it, we're on FM only? We'll be back after the news on FM only. Medium wave doesn't count. It's 11 o'clock.
92 to 95 FM.
And 1341 medium wave.
BBC Radio Ulster.
It's 11 o'clock, and with the news, I'm Keith Burnside. The police are investigating an incident in Bangor last night in which a man was seriously injured after a gas cylinder exploded at a house. Another man was also hurt. It happened in Dufferin Avenue off Main Street. A 36-year-old man is recovering in hospital after being attacked at his Camlock Place home in Castlereagh last night. 3 masked men punched and kicked their victim before shooting him twice. The government says it will give priority to children's issues, the environment and the infrastructure here in legislation it plans to put through Westminster in the spring. The Secretary of State, Paul Murphy, says the bills, which were being considered by the Assembly before the suspension, will be proceeded by Westminster in a time frame as close as possible to that originally planned. The soldier in charge of the Army's operation on Bloody Sunday has started giving evidence to the Savile inquiry. Brigadier Pat McLennan will tell the tribunal that he gave the order to the parachute regiment to move into the bogside to arrest the rioters. However, barristers for the families of those killed will put it to Brigadier McLennan that at least some of the paras went into the bogside without his permission. BBC News has uncovered new evidence that the leader of the Catholic Church in England and Wales, Cardinal Cormac Murphy O'Connor, failed to act appropriately when dealing with paedophile priests while he was Bishop of Arundel and Brighton. Cardinal Murphy O'Connor is currently the subject of a police inquiry into claims that he covered up in the activities of one paedophile priest, Michael Hill. The Archbishop of Cardiff, Peter Smith, says Cardinal Murphy O'Connor has acted correctly.
I don't think he should resign at all. I think he's shown tremendous leadership in this, not only to the Church in England and Wales, as I say, but to the Church universal, because other countries have taken this up, because they're saying, look, we want to be clear to people, we have no intention of covering things up. We want this out in the open.
A tanker leaking oil off the north coast of Spain has broken in two in heavy seas. The Prestige is carrying more than 70,000 tonnes of fuel oil, some of which is already washed ashore. There are growing fears of an environmental catastrophe. The funeral of the Moors murderer, Mara Hindley, is to be held at Cambridge Crematorium tomorrow evening. Police are planning a major security operation to ensure the ceremony is not disrupted. Hundreds of hours of historic news footage can be viewed on the internet from today. A £1 million grant from the National Lottery has helped to transfer the entire Pathé News Cinema archive to a digital format. Here's our media correspondent, Torrin Douglas.
The crowing Pathé cockerel was one of cinema's most enduring images. It was silenced in 1970 when the newsreels ended, killed by colour television. But this morning it will crow again when the website is launched by the Culture Secretary Tessa Jow. More than 3,500 hours of film will be freely available for viewing in schools, libraries and homes. The archive includes historic footage of Queen Victoria, the coronation of Edward VII, the Wright brothers' first flight and the maiden voyage of the Titanic.
Torrin Douglas reporting.
BBC Radio Ulster.
Travel news. Starting at the City Airport, and the arrival from London City, which was due at 10 to 11, has been delayed until 12:45. Roadworks are taking place at Moneymore. As a result, there is single-lane traffic and temporary traffic controls. Delays can be expected on both approaches to the village. And finally, the M2 Ballymena bypass is closed until 4:30 today. That's between Teeshan and the Broshean Road. Traffic is being diverted through Ballymena town. Sinead Maguire with the travel news.
And the weather, bright for a time, rain later, becoming windy. BBC Radio Ulster News.
Now on BBC Radio Ulster, a choice of listening. In a moment on 1341 medium wave, we have programmes for schools in Northern Ireland. Meanwhile, the Gerry Anderson Show continues on 92 to 95 FM.
Thank you. Here we are on FM only, but you'll know that if you're listening. It's just after 4 minutes past 11 o'clock.
The Outlanton gang is hanging around. There's four of them making their stand. Wyatt and his brothers are law in this town. Doc Holliday's lending a hand.
The Outlanton gang's down at the OK Corral. The city marshals are heading that way. Walking with two of his brothers, Morgan and Wyatt Earp, and a man they call Doc Holliday. It's the quiet before a storm, and this town knows this fight's been brewing all summer long. But as sheriff of this county, I'm bound to try and stop it. There's been too much killing here in Tombstone. Friends of the Clantons robbed the Benson stage out of Tombstone a few weeks ago. Wyatt and his brother brought two of them into jail, and the rest he ran down into Mexico. Ike Clanton's been threatening the three of them for that. And last night had words with Doc Holliday. Now, unless I can get him and his boys to ride out of town, 8 deadly guns is going to blaze away.
The Ike Clanton gang is hanging around. There's four
Mike, I want you and your boys to check your guns with me or ride on out. Now, do you understand? I know you've been gambling on a showdown today. It looks like the marshal is calling your hand.
Sorry, Sheriff, but we can't oblige you. Not with them 4 guns walking down this way.
Then you wait here a minute and I'll try to stop him. I don't aim to have trouble here today.
The Clanton gang is hanging around. There's 4 of them making their stand. Wyatt and his brothers are aboard in this town. Doc Holliday's lending a hand.
Hold it, Marshal. You'll back off a minute. I'll handle this without blood being spilled. Now, Wyatt, if you keep walking and try to take their guns, some of you are sure to get killed.
Step aside, Sheriff. This ain't your fight. Okay, Clanton. Make you move.
Won't you be my friend? Signs of danger on the wind. Him who saved me again. A rockabye baby on the treetop. I'm a leaf on a tree, I'm a fish on a rock.
And I got no arms, I got no choice. Would you sing for me, cause I got no voice?
Would you cry for me, would you make them pay? If they cut me down, if they haul me away. Him who saved me again. Him who made me. Won't you be my friend? Rockabye baby, and when you wake up and you look outside, will you see through the stuff?
Will you breathe real heavy with your gas mask on? No birds singing on your gray front lawn.
Will you scratch your head? Will you wonder why and what they were thinking in the days gone by?
And who were these leaders? Who were these men? And mommy and daddy, did they vote for them?
And him who saved me again. Him who made me. Won't you be my friend? Rockabye baby, and here we go. And there's nothing to feel and nothing to know.
There's no sound coming from the saxophone. No Bible readings at the break of done.
No God, no country, no forever friend, no enemy waiting around the bend.
No parking tickets, no judge to see, no bills to pay, but nothing's free.
There's no hands making the sign of the cross, and there's nothing to lose, 'cause it's all been lost. Him who saved me, save me again. Him who made me, won't you be my friend? Signs of danger on the wind. Him who saved me, save me again.
That's great. That's Chip Taylor and Carrie Rodriguez. Chip Taylor on lead vocals, Carrie Rodriguez on lead vocals as well, and playing violin. They're currently on a tour. They'll be in here in the studio on Thursday morning. This is not to be missed, by the way. And they're playing on Thursday night in Da Vinci's Hotel, Spirit Bar, Culmore Road, Derry, Stoke Londonderry. They'll be playing on Tuesday, the 26th of November. That's next Tuesday, tonight week, in Auntie Annie's Porterhouse in Dublin Road in Belfast. Admission 9 p.m. And on Wednesday the 27th of November next week, they'll be doing a special kind of small-scale gig in St. Bronagh Social Club, Rostrevor, Newry. It starts at 8 p.m. and you can get tickets from Hannah's News Agency, Rostrevor, and Carlin's Music, Hill Street, Newry. Not to be missed, Chip Taylor. I don't know if you know this. You know all about Chip Taylor.
Good. Well...
What's going on in there? I'm trying to do a programme here and people carrying on in there.
No, we're not carrying on.
I just want to tell the people about Chip Taylor, unless you don't realise. Chip Taylor, but the most amazing thing about Chip Taylor to me, and it's a terribly facile thing to say.
Was he in Whirlybirds?
No, he wasn't. Chip Taylor is Angelina Jolie's uncle.
We know.
I know, but think about it.
Sam.
The reason he's Angelina Jolie's uncle because his brother is John Voight, the actor. But that's I'm not saying that. That's nothing to do with him. And I know it probably annoys him to say that. But I love Angelina Jolie. And
Sam, give me a digit short. No, Sam, give me a digit short.
It's nothing new on your part.
There's a man on with a lady on one.
Chip Taylor. I keep saying that because I really like Angelina Jolie, and to know that he is her uncle is too much for me. Anyway, but he's a very, very prolific and very successful songwriter. In the 60s and early, he wrote Wild Thing. He wrote a song which was #1 recently for Shaggy called Angel in the Morning. He wrote that. He wrote I Can't Let Go for the Hollies. He wrote all kinds of stuff and made a fortune. But then he dropped out of the music business, not because he wasn't doing well, but because he got fed up with it. And then he became a professional gambler. And only came back into it a couple of years ago because the man's a millionaire. And he doesn't do it for the money, he just does it for the fun. And he's coming to play for us in Northern Ireland. Go and see him. As I say, he'll be in here on Thursday morning. He'll be in Da Vinci's Hotel in Derry, Stoke Londonderry, with Carrie Rodriguez, with one of the greatest guitar players in the world called John Platania, plus Henry McCullough is playing with him on Thursday night as well. And Auntie Anna's Porterhouse, Dublin Road, Belfast, tonight week, 26th of November, and then the day after that, Wednesday, 27th of November, in St. Bronagh Social Club in Rostrevor in Newry. And he should be doing far more gigs than that, but as far as I know, those are the only gigs he's doing. And I think he's just doing them because he wants to do them. He does the type of gigs he wants to do. He's not going to go on the waterfront, you know what I mean? Couldn't be bothered with that. He likes small gigs. Yes?
No.
And before that was Walter Brennan.
I love that.
Gunfight at the OK Corral.
I love that.
It was good, wasn't it?
It really
you wouldn't hear that anywhere else. Where else would you? Would Hugo play that? No, he wouldn't. George Jones would have a kitten before he'd play that. John Bennett doesn't even know who Walter Brennan is.
Did so?
No, he didn't.
He would
know, but he wouldn't tell you.
Claire. Claire's got a problem.
Mrs. Joe Overend of 75.
Don't talk to me, Claire, please. Please, we beg you.
Hello.
Claire?
Good morning, Snowy.
Sorry, no.
You know, I used to have a wee dog called Snowy, and he was lovely, but he died young.
I wish I had. Anyway, I'm sorry to hear about Snowy. Please don't call me Snowy.
The damage is done,
I'm
Gerry.
afraid so. You started that?
I did not.
You made that up.
I did not.
Are you sure of it? Did she call me Snowy?
Snowy.
You didn't make that up.
How could I possibly make that up?
I know, it'd be hard to make up that.
Yeah.
It's too irrational.
Yes.
Maybe he was frozen.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe your wee nose was cold.
Or even worse. Yes. Sorry. What can we do for you apart from make fun of me?
This morning you were reading out your list, and
Yes.
you read my name and part of my address, not once, but twice, and then you lost your place. And I don't know if I got a prize or what prize I got.
What's your name?
Claire Ferris.
Claire Ferris, right. Just hold on a second. Yes. Claire Ferris, you have won. Of Fry's Road in Ballymena.
Yes.
You have won a photo enlargement framed and mounted in a brown and gold frame valued at £45 from Quick Copy 2271 Newton Hours Road in Belfast. What you do is you bring any photograph of your choice, bring it in, they will enlarge it, frame it and mount it in a brown and gold frame, free of charge.
Very nice. You know, I was hoping, Gerry, that I would be very good to little dogs, and if a little dog came up my path like an old man, I would wrap him up in a woolen blanket, and I would have given him brandy and milk. And it's a thought that counts, and I thought maybe that was worth £100.
I thought so myself. Yes. But there are others here who have no hearts, who disagree, who think I'm being, profligate with other people's money. But I have to say to you that if a person does a good deed in the eyes of God, they need to be rewarded.
Yes, well, if you've given Iris £100, you certainly can't take it off her.
I certainly would not. There are people here who are claiming that I should do that, urging me even to do that, but I'm not going to do it.
But you can give another one to me if you like, along with the nice framed picture.
You want £100 too? How forward of you. You're very forward. No. I have to say to you that there are two other £100 prizes. Am I correct in assuming that, Geraldine? Yes?
We're not getting involved in this. We don't want to know.
There are three £100 prizes from credit unions spread across Northern Ireland. You can either have the £100 or you can open an account for the £100 in a credit union. And I strongly recommend the latter, I have to say. But you've already won a prize. Unfortunately, it may not be the prize that you want, but this is the name of the game. You see,
right.
But
I
there
go
are
to the Newton Arch Road and I bring a picture with me and I get it framed.
That's it. But you'll hear from us. We'll give you a little voucher or
yes,
something.
I've already heard from you. You were very efficient.
Oh, have you? Do Ranger?
You were very efficient this year, Gerry. You sent receipts.
Yes, we sent receipts this year for every penny that came in, yes.
Yes. I must commend you on your efficiency.
Yeah, because a lot of people would think that we'd half-inch some of the cash.
Well.
But no. We sent receipt. Anyone who sent money should have got a receipt. You see, what this means now. There might be one person who didn't get a receipt, and they'll be on now in a minute. No, but as far as we know, everyone who's given us money has got a receipt for that amount, and we thank them all very much. And don't you be so greedy, woman. You've got a prize, you can't have money as well. No, we have two other £100 prizes, and indeed, I think we have some other odd prizes floating about the vicinity. Gerry and I are going to get together after the show, as we always do, and we will make decisions, because our rickety wheel is still here, and it's still being spun. Because we do every prize is dealt with as if it was £1,000, and we shall allocate the two other £100 prizes.
What about Gillian?
Gillian will have to be content with her bunch of flowers.
No, she cannot. Gillian.
It's not her fault that she's Gerry Kelly's sister-in-law.
It's not her fault that her name was drawn out fairly and squarely.
He tore up her letter.
But then you took it from him and stuck it together again. So.
Well, it was not enough.
Yeah, but you can't just say, "Well, right. Well, now here's a bunch of flowers, woman."
Yes, I can.
No, you cannot. And you can't say to another woman, oh, you took on a wee stray dog, here's £100.
Yes, I can.
No, you cannot.
Yes, I can. I'll tell you why I'm doing this, Sean. I want you to... She's gone. I'll tell you why I'm doing
this. Well, Dan wants you on too.
Dan? What kind of a name's that?
It's probably Dennis.
Probably. Why doesn't he call himself Dennis? What's this Dan all about? What does he want to be in the movies or something?
He may have been in England.
Was he a porn star or something, is he? What is he?
He may have been in England.
Oh, I'd probably explain it. Let me explain why I did this. Gerry Kelly was most embarrassed on this programme when he pulled out the name, the letter belonging to his sister-in-law. He immediately tore
I'm
it up.
phoning Gerry Kelly.
No, let me finish. He immediately tore it up and threw it on the floor and said, I can't go on with this because this looks like jobs for the boys. Looks like nepotism, favoritism. And then I said, no, Gerry, no, I said,
Stop
no.
shouting.
But that's how I shouted at him. And I picked all the pieces of paper off the floor and stuck them all together later. But then I said to him, in a Solomon-like tone, I said, Gerry, just because she's your sister-in-law doesn't mean to say that she's a bad person. I said, she will get a prize, but we can't send her off to a hotel because it will look like favoritism. We need someone to send someone who's needy, right? So what we did is I decided to give her a nice prize and to introduce her to Michael. Michael's going to come to your door and going to give her the prize.
But she doesn't want it.
Well, she bloody well better take it.
She doesn't want it.
Well,
She
that's
wants
it.
her weekend.
Well, she's not getting it.
Or her middle of the week, whatever.
The reason why she's not getting it is because she's Gerry Kelly's sister-in-law. And that's as simple as that. Take it up with him. Take it up with him.
I will. All right, I'll phone him.
It's
I'm
positive
phoning.
discrimination.
I'll phone him.
Mrs. Joe Overend of 75 Loopland Park, Belfast, has won a cut, wash and blow dry from Split Ends, Old Park Road in Belfast.
Will you talk to Dan?
Gemma McClenaghan of 5 Cleggan Road in Claudy, County Derry, has won 2 driving lessons from Stanley Baxter School of Motoring in Breedy. Ivan Taylor of 10 Rockgrove Bray, Ballymena, has won 2 free 4-balls and a meal at the Down Royal Park Golf Club. And if you don't like that, tough. Anne Latin of 41 Church Place, Lurgan, County Armagh, has won a meal for 2 plus wine at Liss Barnett House in Killinchy. Now that's nice. Mrs. A.B. McLean of 14 Cook's Cove, Kirkcudbright, has won an £85 gift voucher for the Chef Shop, Little Victoria Street, Belfast, or the Cook Stop, Buttercrane Shopping Centre in Newry. Those are things you can buy for your kitchen. £85. You can buy a wok.
What about Dan on 2?
Peggy Bradley of 9 Meadowvale Park, Omagh, has won 2 nights bed and breakfast to the value of £72 in Riverside House in Glenarm. I would go there myself. Glenarm is lovely.
Wonder you never fixed it for yourself.
Glenarm is lovely.
Bit nice and pity your brother hadn't have won that one.
Glenarm is lovely, but wait until the summer. I think they'll wait for you. Don't go now. You'll be foundered.
Would you please?
Kevin McConnell of 60 Isles, Antrim, has won 4 weeks fruit and veg to be collected at Cumber-Newtownards Road car boot sale any Sunday from Mary Thompson, and you'll all receive details of your prizes. Lee Gamble.
How can you get 4 weeks supply of fruit and veg to the one lump?
I'm not involved in the logistics, so I think you have to go back 4 times. Lee Campbell of 15 Ballyfrench Road, Portavogie, has won a litre of Bell's whiskey from John Campbell, which I do believe is nestling behind the reception desk in Belfast at the moment. And we have good news. I never told you this. Let me just find this.
Go on, please talk.
I have good news. And this good news...
Did you find the wine?
Yes. How did you guess?
I don't know.
We indicated the other day
Did
that
the men
perhaps
from the BBC rescue it?
Yes, they did.
Good.
Yes, they did. We indicated yesterday that the wine had disappeared. 12 bottles of fine gold label Australian wine.
You told the people that the 2 BBC engineers came and took it away for safekeeping.
I know, but that didn't necessarily mean that we'd see them again. And I have to say to you that the engineers have come forward and the bottles of wine are in BBC reception waiting for me to collect them. And I have to say this, Sean, and I put my hand on my heart when I say it, God bless the BBC engineers. Many's a UTV man would have thrown that down his thrapple.
Please talk to Dan.
So,
please,
now let me see. Will you stop?
Please.
You're so... How does your wife stick you? That's all I want to know. Are you like this in the house? Are you? No, seriously. Are you like this in the house?
Well, it's not often Dan wants to talk to my wife.
So, I will say to Lucille Rowan of 3 Woodvale Park, Castlewell in County Down, your wine is safe. Donated by Marks and Spencer Food Hall in Belfast. And I have to thank Marks and Spencer for delivering the wine personally. And I apologise for any moments of anxiety they may have had when they realised that I'd left it behind me. Ray Priestley of 276 Craigie Road, Belfast, has won a Christmas cake. Look, he probably didn't hear that, but you goyle in there. Hello, good morning. Look, there's nobody there now.
2.
Sorry. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much.
Good. The noble act of rescuing the dog.
Yes.
I think it was certainly worth a reward.
Because this woman
I really do.
So do I. This woman expected no reward.
Yes.
And she did it out of the goodness of her heart. She wasn't involved in any rickety wheel nonsense.
Certainly not.
She was a woman looking out and saw a dog walking like an old man.
Yep.
And she said, that dog is not happy. That dog looks as if it's not in possession of its faculties, that dog looks as if it's lost.
And she did a very noble thing.
She went out, fed it, and put it in the kennels, and let the lady know that there was a dog there, and the lady found about this and went down, and the dog was overjoyed and indeed ecstatic.
Ecstatic. And reward is exactly what she should have got.
And she did not expect any reward.
No, but she got one, and
she will get it.
It was quite right.
Yes.
What I don't understand is, if you thought she was worth a reward, why you didn't give it to her out of your own pocket? Why you give someone else's money away?
I have made a career out of giving other people's money away.
But you have a fiduciary responsibility, my dear chap.
Mm-hmm.
And a fiduciary possessor is legally responsible for what belongs to another. You are holding those prizes in trust, and you are guilty of misappropriation.
I may be guilty, but by God, I'll stand up until the last man flays me with his whip and defend the right of that woman to receive her £100.
Every man to his own little fetish now.
Jesus Christ himself would have given her the £100.
Yes, but it would have been his own.
I know, but maybe I think he used a credit card.
Right, just keep a photograph of him. Imagine you paid, what do you pay, a tenner for a photograph of Gerry Anderson? God love you.
Do you know what I noticed too?
Yes.
That in the show band article in the Telegraph.
Yes, did you see that? Yeah.
You bore a striking resemblance to Noel Gallagher.
Well, you see, people have said that before. See, people are used to seeing me the way I am now, but I have to tell you, so there was a time when the women couldn't keep away from me. I was one handsome devil. You can see the evidence in the photograph, can't you?
You spent some time in Manchester, did you?
Have you been talking to Mr. Coyle, have you?
No.
You have, haven't you?
No, he's no friend. No, he's not a friend.
Have you been talking to this? Have you been talking to him?
No.
Who were you talking to?
No, just...
You know something, don't you?
No.
You do?
I guess, and I surmise, and I put two and two together.
You were talking to someone, weren't you?
No.
Yes, you were. You're about to say, whatever you're about to say, I don't want you to say that.
No, I'm not going to say anymore.
But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think I do, but it's only out of my own head. I haven't been speaking to anybody who would have... Are you talking about somebody who has inside information?
Yes.
Oh, well, no, I don't know anybody who has inside information.
Are you talking about the rumour that I may be Liam Gallagher's father? Is that what you're talking about?
Is there a rumour abroad to that effect? I wasn't aware of that.
Why did you say that? You must... No, you've told... No. A certain thing happened. Do you know about this, Mr. Coyle?
He should have paid it out of his own pocket.
He's talking about money.
They're talking about you should have paid that out of your own pocket if you felt so good about it. That's really why I rang up. And you have a responsibility as a trustee of all those prizes.
Mm-hmm. I have indeed, yes. But I don't
think you have betrayed that trust by giving it away without their express permission.
This responsibility does not sit lightly on my shoulders, and I try to exercise it with a Solomon type judgment that I think is sometimes faulty, but usually my gyroscope is spot on. I can spot people who are worthy. All the Hugo people, they've been trying to get at this money, but they're not getting at it.
That woman was worthy.
She was indeed.
No doubt about that.
And I'm not changing my mind on this.
But I think she was worthy of your money since you spotted her, and not worthy of money that you were holding in trust.
Well, we're getting into another completely different area here, and I don't think that we should go down that road. And who are you talking to? You were talking to someone, weren't you?
No, I wasn't.
Yes, you were. You were, yes. You were talking to somebody.
Who might I have been talking to?
No, there's a story. Let's put it this way. Myself and another chap talked one day about certain things that happened a long time ago, and we were speculating as to what might have been, and something of that nature cropped up.
Well, that's pure coincidence.
Is it pure coincidence?
Absolutely.
All right then. Okay, we'll let you go on that.
Here's something else.
Yes.
James Stewart and Nicolas Cage. Do you not think there's a great resemblance between those two?
Not in the slightest.
Oh, you have a look, Martha, the next time.
That's a very bad James Stewart impression.
No,
and I urge you not to do it again. They don't look like each other at all.
They do.
It's because you're gnarled and twisted.
That may well be, but
you know too much. I still don't believe you. You've been talking to someone. You know something, don't you?
Is there something to know?
There is a possibility.
I look forward to episode 2.
But wasn't I a handsome devil?
Oh, absolutely.
When I was a young man. I never knew I was good looking, I never found out. Nobody ever told me I was good looking. I thought I was horrible.
No way.
He called me Snowy.
The They'll all call you Snowy
You
now.
started this.
I didn't.
You did.
R started it.
So she did, yeah. All right, then. This is Cara Dillon.
One is nearly breaking my heart. Had your chance, you just threw it all away. Living in a world that you could never be a part of. And now's the time to walk away. You can't stay, no, you can't stay. You're no loser, there's still time to ride that train. And you must be on your way tonight. Thinking you right through, you're a man in the rain. What's the use in hanging round these walls? Lamps are burning but nobody's at home. There's a new day dawning as the cold rain falls. And now's the time to walk alone. You can't stay, no, you can't stay. You're no loser, there's still time to ride that train. And you must be on your way tonight. Thinking you right through, you're a man in the rain. How's it feel when there's time to remember? Branches bare like the trees in November. Had it all, threw it all away. Now's the time to walk away. You can't stay, no, you can't stay. You're no loser, there's still time to ride that train. And you must be on your way tonight. Thinking you right through, you're a man in the rain. How's it feel when there's time to remember? Branches bare like the trees in November. How's it feel when there's time to remember? Branches bare like the trees in You can't stay, no, you can't stay. You're no loser, there's still time to ride that train. And you must be on your way tonight. Thinking you right through, you're a man in the rain. Threw it all away, threw it all away. And now's the time to walk away. You can't stay, no, you can't stay. You're no loser, there's still time to ride that train. And you must be on your way tonight.
That's Cara Dillon. That's a few years ago before she made the album with which she's now become justly famous. That's her on, well, this is a famous album too. This is on her on Tubular Bells 3 with Mike Oldfield. That's a song called Man in the Rain. That's good, that, isn't it? Great production. Lee Campbell has won that, right? Jane Quinn, 43 Saintfield Road, Ballynahinch, has won, well, what's the prize? Oh, yeah. Stephen Vint, who's a taxi driver for Ace Taxis, Newton Ards, is offering a return taxi driver a return taxi journey of 10 to 12 miles in his new 10-seater yellow cab. You've won a trip like that. Mrs. McLucas of M. McLucas of 11 Ardlock Road in Derry, Stoke Londonderry has won the 26-inch wine cork notice board from Ronnie O'Crutchley.
Francis, who works in Dunn's head office in Newry, says thank you very much. She's going to see Dana Lyons tomorrow night with Gerry Kelly's sister-in-law's prize.
Oh, good. Well, you see, that's what I call delegation.
Yeah. Well, what about Sam? Could you please talk to Sam? Sam's waiting on a taxi.
Eugene McNeil of 28 Knocknashina Road in Downpatrick has won a cash prize of £200 from Tom and Marie Brawley. Mrs. A.P.R. McCulloch of 26 Kailbeg Avenue in Mount Sandal, Coleraine, has won a case of vodka from Pat and Josephine Kelly.
The lady wants to know, what toothpaste do you use?
McLean Mint.
Because your teeth look very white on TV.
They do indeed.
Yeah.
They're all mine, by the way.
Well, some of them are.
You watch yourself
the
today.
The back ones are.
Just call me, my teeth are so white, maybe that's why she called me Snowy.
Snowy,
yeah?
you see now.
Sonia Kinsella, it's Kinsella really. Sonia Kinsella of 9 Ardfern Avenue of Saul Road, down Patrick, has won a painting from Sean Hegarty at the Bank of Ireland. That'll be a good painting then. Susan Cook of 7 Glenrandle, Eglinton, County Londonderry, has won a full loin of beef from Sean McGlynn of Donegal Meat Company. There may be logistic problems with that.
What about Sam and one?
Mrs. G. Bond of 114 Ringsend Road in Limma Valley has won a handmade occasional coffee table from O'Neill Brothers. I think it's here in Derry, so Londonderry. But Geraldine will sort all that out later, where the logistics will be dealt with.
Sam.
And, what?
Sam's on one.
Good morning, Sam.
Morning, Gerry.
How are you, sir?
How would you turn?
Not very well, not very pleased, Mr. Anderson.
What seems to be wrong?
Well, the magnitude of your arrogance is absolutely breathtaking.
I've been told that before.
I mean, you're guilty of breach of contract, Mr. Anderson.
I'm a man who works entirely on instinct.
People have donated to you money in trust with the express idea of making those prizes on your rickety wheel.
Is this Robert McCartney?
You have...
Robert
McCartney may well become involved in this, because I'm quite sure there are legal ramifications to this, Gerry.
You sound like Robert McCartney a little bit.
I'm not lucky.
But that's all right. There's nothing wrong with that. Doesn't mean you're...
At least I replicate someone else. You know?
Okay, right, okay.
My attitude is quite simple. You've broken contract with the people who donated the prizes. You have also deprived me and others who donated money in the hope of getting a prize on the rickety wheel of the opportunity to do so. So if one doesn't take you to court, the other will.
I understand.
And you deservedly so.
I understand.
If you're so anxious to assist someone who has done a good deed, then do it from your own pocket, Mr. Anderson.
But I don't have an own pocket.
I know you're always dipping into other people's. I know about it. I've been in your company when it came to your turn to buy an alcoholic beverage, and all of a sudden you had to go to the gents. You're world renowned for it.
Yeah, and every time
you suffer from a very unfortunate disease: short arms and deep pockets.
Well, every time I go to the toilet, Gerry Kelly's there too, so he has the same disease.
Gerry Kelly has been known to buy drink when it becomes his turn, unlike your good self.
Okay, I can say nothing to refute those accusations, but I have to say...
the truth, the whole truth, and nothing
It is true, but I have to tell you that, it's well known in the BBC that I'm a loose cannon. I tend to go off...
fire blanks, Gerry.
Well, you can't decide that. I have to say that every once in a while I do something inspirational.
Yeah, but with other people's money, Gerry.
Of course, with other people's money.
But
do you know what I'm going to do as well? I don't know.
I
must ask. I don't know if I can do this or not. But this is something I have to talk about.
I'll get you before 12 then. All right, Paddy. Thanks.
Sorry, I'll get back to you in a minute.
Bye.
Listen, Sean. I want to ask you something. I don't know if this is something that we can do or not, but I have a slight problem. That fella talking, what's his name?
Sam.
Sam, whilst I was talking to Sam, it reminded me of something pressing. And
what's that, Snowy?
That's the fourth person's called me Snowy today. That's your fault.
And you're melting very quickly, let me tell you.
Yeah. It's better stop.
Yes.
I'm going to Peru in October.
I hope it's a one-way ticket, Gerry.
I'm going to Machu Picchu.
Well, I think there's a cure for it. They've got tablets for that now.
Everyone's a smart arse. No.
Well,
let me
mine only smarts when people use stuff like that man before there.
I know. I'm going to Peru in October next year with the members of the public in Derry Stoke Londonderry on behalf of the Foyle Hospice. We're going to raise some money. But I just found out the other day how much I have to raise. It's 3,000 quid.
3,000.
But Gerry, there we go again.
Can I ask the people for
No,
there
you
go.
can't.
Why
Gerry,
not?
There
you cannot
go
do
again.
it through the BBC.
Other people's
Why not?
money.
Because
Typical Anderson.
That's right.
Other people's money.
You can only fundraise for children in need. You can't do it through
Sean,
the BBC.
the point is this: it's yet again other people's
That's
money.
right. That's
Never
right.
Anderson's.
No. That's right. He's seeing this cheap holiday.
That's it.
Not a cheap holiday. When was the last time you climbed the
holiday for him in Peru?
That's right.
When was the last time you
That's
went on your
right.
holidays and climbed the Andes? That's not a holiday, climbing the Andes.
Andy wouldn't let me.
You see, this is you let him through. You put him on. But
What's wrong, Jerry? Does the truth hurt?
It does. Where am I going to
know.
get the 3,000 quid?
Well, you...
Same place you get everything else off
Yes.
other people.
But why can I not do that in the BBC?
You're not allowed to. You'll
Am
be
I not
sacked.
allowed to?
No.
Sean, he mightn't even get there by the time the legal ramifications
That's
of this
right.
rickety wheel are over.
That's right.
He may well be in.
I'll talk to you
Gilligan.
about the Machu Picchu later.
Mm-hmm.
So, what, have you any more insults, sir, that you want to fling in my
Those aren't
direction?
insults, Jerry. Those are facts. I challenge you here on the radio to refute any of them.
Facts are which?
Which, that you gave away a prize that was donated to the rickety wheel in breach of faith.
Guilty.
That you deprived me and people like me of the opportunity of winning a prize, or that particular prize, by giving it away.
Guilty.
That you felt so beneficent that you gave other people's money away rather than give some of your own.
A lifetime habit,
And you're going to Peru paid for by other people.
if I can.
So how do you figure out those are insults? It's the truth, Mr. Anderson.
So it is. I thought they were insults, but now that you think about it, they're all absolutely true.
Correct.
I admit it.
Yeah.
But that's the type of person I am. I'm a loose
I know.
cannon.
No, you're not a loose cannon.
Well, what am I? No, don't
You're
do
a
that.
tight-fisted
Sam.
wee man.
Well, I will just have to leave it there, I think. Right, thank you for drawing the
Jerry,
attention to the
I can-
people.
I can see the white flag hovering above the BBC in Derry stroke Londonderry.
I'm going to turn you off now.
Surrender, wee man. Bye.
Bye, bye.
Did Snowy call your name, Richard?
Start that. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Yes, good morning.
Hello, Jerry.
Yes, hello.
My name's Francis, and I was speaking to you on Friday night at the Odyssey.
Yes, Francis.
And the arena.
Yes.
And I would like to say, I wish everybody would get off your back. I think you're doing a wonderful job, and you're doing what you think's right.
That's what I keep saying to people, but somehow they don't hear me.
Will you stick to your guns?
I have every intention of doing that because, I'm not going to lay down like some lamb.
Well, the name of your show is Gerry Anderson Show.
Exactly.
So what the decisions it's made is your decisions.
Exactly.
And they should be final.
The people trust me, and every once in a while, if I want to give away 100 quid to a dog, there's no reason why I shouldn't.
And I seen you on Friday night, and you were so tired with working so hard all day on Friday.
Yes.
And I think people should appreciate that.
They don't know how tired I get.
No, and I think you've done a wonderful job, and I think Sean Coyle should stand back and just let you do whatever you want and get on with it. And stop arguing with you.
Yes, just one correction there with something a little matter of, for the record. I wasn't particularly tired, I was drunk.
Well, I was being very diplomatic there.
I know. I just wanted to set the record straight because other people saw me too.
Oh, well.
Well, thank you for defending me and coming out of the box so quickly when the going was rough, because many people don't bother. They just let me suffer.
Well, and you know what I think what a lot of people have forgotten?
What?
The money that was donated to the Rickety Wheel was donated to children in need.
Exactly. And we have yet to get a final total for that.
And so whatever prize they get is a bonus.
We've still money coming in. We'll be able to have a total for you. I'm sure the money will drift off about towards the end of the
you
week.
stick to your guns, Jerry. You're doing a wonderful job. And I listen to you every single morning, and I think you're absolutely brilliant.
Thank you very much indeed. God bless you, my lady.
And don't you let anybody shout at you. You shout back.
Okay, you can call me Snowy.
No.
Okay.
I don't think you warrant that name.
Thank you very much indeed.
Okay, Jerry.
Thank you. Bye.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Bye. Bye. She doesn't want to call me Snowy.
No. So you've seen a wee soft spot for you?
I thought so. I met her and she saw me drunk.
This is your friend.
Who is it?
Your friend.
Good morning.
You're doing a lousy job. You're a crook. You're a gangster. And you're a charlatan.
Let's start this
because
again.
Now, wait a minute, I tell you, if someone wins a prize and it's thrown out, no matter who draws it out, all those numbers are there. They spun the wheel, the number came up, the prize was allocated to the number, and you cannot dispute that. That's like me walking into the bookies and backing a winner, and then the bookie saying to me, "I'm not paying you out in that because you did. I'm giving that winners to somebody else."
What would happen if you went into the bookies and backed a horse and got your bookie slip, and then the horse won, and then you went back to the teller behind the bookie counter and brought out your slip and tore it up into little pieces and threw it in the air? What would he do then?
You'd say to you, tough.
Exactly. That's what I said to Kelly. I said tough. He tore up the woman's letter.
But it doesn't matter whether the letter was tore up or not. Everybody heard it on the radio. It's even, like, turn back your programme what you had on last Tuesday.
You mean listen to it again?
Yes. And
be mad.
Listen, the proof is there in the programme. You cannot dispute that proof, and the woman's entitled to that gift, and you have the audacity to give her a bunch of flowers. You know what I would do? I would drive up the foil and throw them in your face when you're on the air.
That's a terribly cruel thing to do.
Because you merit it. I can't understand your sentiments at all. And then you're giving £100 out to a woman who found a dog. Congratulations to the woman who found the dog, and good luck to the woman that got the dog back. But it didn't merit that. Somebody else could have won that.
I know, but someone
paid good money for it, and you give it away for free.
Yeah, but then again, you see, there are many people who sent in money, and I don't mean to insult them in any way. There are probably a certain percentage of people who sent in money who are unworthy.
That's rubbish.
You see,
and then you're an unworthy presenter.
Well,
because you don't stick to the truth and you don't stick to the rules.
Well, I've never
of course, you never stuck to the rules anyway.
It's nothing new on my part, but I would have thought that you would understand, you being a man of certain, sensitivities yourself. I'm just trying to reward goodness. That's all I'm trying to do.
Well, you could reward them out of your own pocket. You've never done it in your life.
Well, I've done it. I'll tell you. Can I tell you a story? And I've never
tell us a story.
I haven't told this story before.
I know that your stories are good, Jerry. Go ahead.
This is one you haven't heard before.
Right.
Last year, and
Gerry Kelly should be out the money.
I'm going to ask Geraldine because she will verify this. Last year there was a little mix-up. We had a number of cash prizes last year. We tried to keep them to a minimum this year. But last year we had a number of cash prizes like 50 quid, 10 quid,
on the rickety wheel.
On the rickety wheel. Scattered all about the rickety wheel.
Right.
It's very difficult to keep trace of cash prizes. So it so happened that at the end of the day, we discovered that 2 people had got £50 prizes that weren't there.
And no money.
Exactly. Now, they all looked around. Mr. Coyle washed his hands, Pontius Pilate. Geraldine ran away. And I was left there with the possibility, some of these people had been announced as winning £50. I was left there with the prospect of having to ring these people and saying, I'm sorry, there's been a mistake. Do you know what I did?
You dipped into your own pocket.
I did.
You did not.
I did. I gave him
I never heard that.
100 smackers. And I'm going to get verification of that. Geraldine, did I or did I not pay £100 out of my own money last year to prize givers? Yes. Say yes. Yes. There we are. There it is. It's Geraldine.
Well,
You've never heard her speak before.
I must say that is very complimentary to you.
Well, you've never heard Geraldine speak before,
but
right?
That's not getting away from the fact that what has happened is, see, every time this wheel comes up, there's always a mix-up, and there's always faults, and it all boils down to you. Because you don't stick to the rules. You're like the politicians, you move the goalposts.
I can't stick to rules. I'm not made up that way. It's everyone else's at fault. It's not me. People think they don't understand the way I work. I don't use logic in any way. I follow my heart. And people don't like people who follow their heart. Mr. Coyle doesn't understand it in any way. He thinks it's some kind of aberrant behaviour.
I'm sure Gerry Kelly's sister-in-law is not very fond of you.
Well, maybe that is the case. But, after all, I wasn't the one who tore up her letter.
A bunch of flowers. My heavens. What a come down from a weekend for tea to a bunch of flowers.
There's another man here. Tommy?
Hello, Jerry.
How are you, Tommy?
Not so bad, not so bad.
James Martin has been very horrible to me for no particular reason. So what is your stance on this?
Well, my stance is, Jerry, that I think it's reflective of the smallness of the Northern Ireland mentalities.
Like James's?
Yep.
James, your mentality is small.
And what is your heart?
And Sam,
my heart is full and bursting with love.
Exactly.
Full of on truth.
I think Sam was the arrogant one. Sam was the one who came on saying that Jerry was this, that and the other. The fact of the matter is it was Jerry's personality on the radio that brought the presents the prizes in the first place.
Exactly. What have you got to say to that, Martin?
That's not... What are you talking about? What am I tell you? That wheel was originally for the people. It was a people's wheel. And the BBC hijacked it.
No, I hijacked it.
No, you let them hijack it. Because that was originally for the senior citizens of the province.
Too good for them. I had to take it for the benefit of all the people.
There was a lady got a prize and she had to wait a year for it. And Jim McDowell had to make sure she got it.
And how much money was raised, Gerry?
We haven't got a final total yet. We'll have it at the end of the week, but it's somewhere around 10,000 quid.
Exactly, which is a hell of a lot more than the price of a bunch of flowers.
And may I say that there's a woman here listening to this programme,
right,
who was promised 2 years ago a turkey wearing red socks by Charlie Lansbury, and she never got it either.
I know that, and I know the lady concerned.
Well, she's still waiting. But you see, this is the way the thing works. It's not what we receive; it's what we give.
Yes, and it's the way you bend the rules.
No, I need 3,000 quid to go to Machu Picchu in Peru.
Well, I'm sure, Gerry.
Well, I'm sure Sam and Jim and Gerry will have their hands in their pockets to give you some money.
I certainly hope so.
Gerry,
I need a holiday.
Gerry,
Yes.
Send me a sponsorship form, and I'll get it filled for you.
All right, then I'll do that. I'll have to start raising the money soon.
I've got plenty of customers who listen to you.
Tomorrow's going to be next year's going to be a big year for me because second, first of all, I get off the fags for good.
You're not.
I have to because you can't breathe up in the rarefied air of the Andes if you're smoking 20 players. And I'm going to stop all that. And then I'm going to South America and I'm going to America and I'm going everywhere.
How long will you be away for?
2 years. I don't be away for 10 days. No, but you see, I'll tell you what it is. It's a new lease of life for me because I've realised that I'm going to have to do all the things I want to do before it's too late.
Life begins at 58.
Stop that. Go away, you. Goodbye, the two of you. Thank you very much, sir.
Roll up a flag of victory, Gerry.
Thank you.
You did a good job.
Bye.
Bye-bye now.
All right, then. Goodbye.
Where's Mike? All right, they're calling 3 fee. I don't know what's wrong with Michael. He's been delivered, but I don't think the lady Gillian doesn't want the flowers. No, she doesn't want them. She's been forced upon her. Not that there's anything wrong with the flowers. The flowers are good enough, but
Tell
it's
her to
not the
take the
prize that
flowers.
she's not taking.
Her parents threw big parties. Everyone was there. They hung out with folks like Dennis Hopper, and Bob Seger, and Sonny and Cher. She feels safe now in this bar on Fairfax. And from the stage I can tell that she can't let go and she can't relax. And just before she hangs her head to cry, I sing to her a lullaby. I sing everything's gonna be alright. Rockabye, rockabye. Everything's gonna be alright. Rockabye, rockabye, rockabye. She still lives with her mom outside the city, down that street about a half a mile. And all her friends tell her she's so pretty, but she'd be a whole lot prettier if she smiled once in a while. 'Cause even her smile looks like a frown. She's seen her share of devils in this angel town. Everything's gonna be alright. Rockabye, rockabye. Everything's gonna be alright. Rockabye, rockabye, rockabye. I told her I ain't so sure about this place. It's hard to play a gig in this town and keep a straight face. And it seems like everybody's got a plan. It's kind of like Nashville with a tan. And everything Everything's gonna be alright. To rockabye, rockabye. Everything's gonna be alright. Rockabye, rockabye. Everything's gonna be alright. Rockabye, rockabye, rockabye.
That's Sean Mullins, that song called Lullaby that was a hit some time back. Right, so Francis Brady of Newry is going to see Dana Lyons tomorrow night in Mahon's Hotel in Irvinstown. She's going to stay the night in place of Gillian, who indeed was denied that prize, and that's what all the argument has been about, but she's getting a book. Gillian...
What if Gillian Fleming turns up tomorrow night?
Gillian hasn't got the piece of paper that entitles her to the do. Need a piece of paper from us.
What if she turns up with Gerry Kelly?
Could be a problem. Could be a problem. There are a couple of additional prizes that we'll announce to them
You have
tomorrow.
a prize now on 3.
Have I really?
Yes.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Shall we have a prize that we haven't accounted for
Well,
here?
no. I'm going to try and pull you out of a hole, I think.
Go ahead.
I'm going to offer you another 2 nights bed and breakfast in a place up at the Giant's Causeway.
Really? What's it called?
The Smuggler's Inn.
Oh, the Smuggler's Inn, of course. Gerry, we taking a note of that. The Smuggler's Inn? And when is this for?
Well, you can use it any time through November, December, excluding New Year's weekend.
Oh, sure, of course. Well, do you think we should offer that to Gillian? I don't know if we should or not. Should we offer that to Gillian? Go on, you Solomon.
All right, then. So what do we do with the flowers? See? You see now?
You're not allowed to answer that on air, are you?
It's when you throw a pebble into the water.
Never ask me a question like that. No, Gillian. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll ring Gillian and we'll ask her, does she prefer the flowers or does she prefer to go up to the Smuggler's Inn? Okay?
Right. And what do you do then with the 100 quid?
I keep that. The 100 quid for the dog?
Yeah.
The dog gets it.
How do we get that back?
We don't get it back. It's going to the person who saved the dog.
Yeah, I'm giving you this prize instead of the £100.
Well, thank you very much indeed. Where's that again exactly? Smugglers? Where is that?
Smuggler's Inn. It's up at Giant's Causeway in Bushmills.
Giant's Causeway. That'll be lovely. Okay, well, thank you very much indeed. We've got a note of that, and we'll ask Gillian what she prefers.
Okay.
I know, and I hope you don't mind if she might prefer the flowers. I don't know, but
she might do.
But if anyone,
you can give it to somebody else then for
exactly.
something else.
No, we'll draw another ticket because we have some more to draw out. We have £200 prizes to give away, and then plus the prize that Gillian prefers not to have, and then we have other little prizes as well. We have to sort that out today. I'm so
You'll
busy.
not give away any more that you're not supposed to now.
I might.
Are you still taking prizes?
I'm still no. It's not fair, really. But if anybody wants to donate a prize over the next couple of days, I'll take it. Because we've still got all the names in the box, and the rickety wheel is still there. And it will be here until the weekend. So anyone who's got any other prizes, if you want to kind of, round off the thing. I don't want the people to send any more money in because, it's not fair. Because it's over now.
A gentleman phoned in to say that...
But maybe I could keep the money for my Peruvian trip.
Spotlight should investigate you.
What about Insight? I want Linda Bryans to investigate me.
And we know.
Oh! Or indeed, Mike Nesbitt. All right, thank you very much, love.
No problem.
We appreciate that. Smuggler's Inn, thank you very much.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. There we are now. That's all sorted out. I knew it would turn good in the end. Don't forget to go and see Dana Lyons, Cows with Guns in...
What's your time, Snowy?
I know, I'm looking... Right. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time, 10:30. Goodbye.